Good morning and welcome back to the Little French Homestead. If you are new, welcome. My name is Sherry. Are you tired of sacrificing quality time with your family due to a busy schedule and endless cooking? Look no further. In this video, I am sharing my top tips and tricks to make meal prep a breeze, even for the busiest of families. One of my tips for easy meal prep is to keep it simple. Don't try to make a multi-course meal every night. Stick to simple recipes that can be made in 30 minutes or less. Today, I am working on my meal prep for the week. I'm doing mine on Saturday, but do whatever day works for you. The first thing that you should do is look in your refrigerator, your freezer, and your pantry. See what needs to be used up, like any fresh vegetables from your last shopping trip. You want to save as much money as you can, so using last week's veggies and or fruits for a meal this early in the week is a perfect idea. After you see what you have on hand, then sit down and check out the sales that are going on at your local grocery stores. Use multiple stores if you have to. Use the farmers markets in your area. Buy what is in season. Ask for discounts, especially at the farmers markets when they are getting ready to close for the day. They don't want to take that stuff back home, and it never hurts to ask. They can always say no. Make a list of ingredients for each meal after you have printed out the menus. Mark off what you have and then make a list for what you need. Now, I have a bunch of pork bones and ham bones that I've been seriously trying to get in that stock pot and that crock pot. Then I found a bag of chicken bones. I guess I missed that the last time I made chicken stock. They have all been sitting in my freezer for close to 6 months, and I just needed to bite the bullet and make it. Then I knew I was going to make something with shredded chicken this week, so I put that in the Instapot so I wouldn't have to worry about that for later on. Now, I have some onions that I desperately needed to be used and cut up. I noticed that some of them were starting to go bad. You may see on my back stove burner that I have some caramelized onions. So since it's Saturday and it's also a couple of days before Memorial Day weekend, we are having my parents over for some hamburgers and some hot dogs. And we love having caramelized onions on top of our burgers. They make an excellent addition. The other day when I was visiting my parents, they had also given us some green peppers and some jalapenos from their garden. Now, they've gone through their whole garden and they've taken everything all out and they stripped it all down, and they've had this little bit of extra stuff. And, as much as you love the fresh vegetables, they were kind of getting sick of trying to make up new recipes with these. So they asked us if we wanted some, and I am not going to say no to free food. Then, here what I'm going to show you in just a few moments is those wonderful little peppers. You're going to see how amazing that they are. Now, they only gave me 6 of them. Most of them are pretty good size. Look at that. And when you cut the tops off, I used the peppers, the diced tops as well. Now, I just cut them off and I diced those ones up. And then I've chopped up a bunch. And I did also that with the onions too. I chopped and I sliced, so then that way I can mix and match some of my meals. If I choose to have sliced onions and peppers in one meal or diced in another, then actually I have it. Don't throw away any of those tops. If you don't want to use them that way, they make a great base, especially some of those onions. For a beautiful stock or broth, they enhance the flavor tremendously. Okay? And I'm be getting out the jalapenos in just a few minutes. Once I cut the tips off the jalapenos, I cut them down the center. Now, chickens can't taste the difference between hot or not, so I am giving all of these to my chickens. But a pro tip, if you have a spoon, it's so much easier to scoop out the jalapeno guts. And then that way you make sure you get all of the seeds and actually all of the membrane, especially if you don't like it too spicy. Now, I did rinse this all off. I trust my parents. I know that they rinsed them off. But I am just making sure that I have no extra seeds and eliminating any other membranes that are there. When you get home from after you've done your shopping, you are going to want to wash all of your fruits and vegetables before you prep anything to make sure you get rid of any dirt or anything. Or sometimes, they have little bugs in them due to shipping, and you want to make sure that you're not going to be using that in any of your meals. So you want to dice, chop, cut everything that you can, place them in the refrigerator in the containers, and then if you have any proteins that you have bought and you want to go ahead and prep them, go right ahead. If you have any soups and you want to be able to make your own stock, go ahead and use your proteins just like I did there. I have got my chicken in a crock pot that I'm going to shred. I'm going to use their juices as well. And then my juice from the chicken for the broth, I'm going to be making some stuff with that a little bit later. It's always good to have fresh homemade broth on hand, and you can add flavor to it, or you can leave it simple and plain. And that way, when you make your meals, you can prep your meals and add spices as you go, because you just don't know what flavor profile that you're going to be go ahead and do. So I've got some lettuce here, and I've taken off the ends, and we're going to go ahead and make a big batch of some salad to go ahead and use for the week. I had some carrots from about almost 2.5, 3 weeks ago, and they are still perfectly good. I did dice them all up, and I peeled them, washed them thoroughly, and I did do some cuts for the salad, and then I also done some cuts. So we'll probably throw some of these carrots on a baking sheet, or if I really was lazy enough and it's still healthy enough, just to go ahead and boil them then in some water. But my mom and dad also had given us some coleslaw from about 2 weeks ago, and I've already pre-shredded all of that. So I have diced some carrots. I sliced some carrots as thinly as I could get, and I'm going to make some home coleslaw this week. So if you really want to go ahead, this is the time to go ahead and prep. Take one full day if you can. Prep all of the ingredients. Do it on a day that works best for you. If you don't have weekends off, do it on one of the days you have off. Go get it all done. Trust me, it'll make it so much simpler for you and your family really down the road. Your kids are only young once, and you're going to be missing it by spending so much time in the kitchen. Also, too, if you're going to be having any homemade pasta or homemade pizzas, go ahead and make the sauce for it. It allows, if you want to allow it to cook all day, and if you can, go for it. Remember, usually sauce is better the next day. Or if you're really motivated, go ahead and make your own pasta too. That is very simple ingredients. I have yet to make my own pasta. I will honestly admit that. But my mother has. And obviously, we know it's all phenomenal. She has given us egg noodles in the past to make ramen. And we've all loved that, especially with my homemade chicken broth. If you also want to go ahead and make some homemade bread and some homemade biscuits, do it at this time frame. If you don't use them all, freeze them. That way you have some meal prep for later the next time around. So incorporating easy preps into your meal routine can save you hours of time and still enjoy a healthy and home-cooked meal. I would love to hear from you. What are your favorite meal prep tips? Share them with me in the comments below, and be sure to check out some of my other family-friendly videos. Thank you for visiting my channel today. Thank you. If you like these videos, please like, share, but most importantly, subscribe, and please keep on cooking. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have an amazing Memorial Day weekend. Please be safe out there. Drivers are actually kind of crazy. Bye, y'all.